You've done it today. Clicked something that promised everything, delivered nothing. That feeling, 2 minutes gone, learned absolutely zero. Economists have been tracking it for years, and they've put a number on it. $2 trillion. Every single year. Not invested, not saved, just evaporated. Into recycled headlines, hollow thumbnails, and content engineered to waste your time. That's more than the entire GDP of Australia. Gone. This is Simple Storytellers, where complex business becomes crystal clear. And this story? It's one you need to hear. But here's the thing about that $2 trillion. Somebody is collecting it. Not losing it. Collecting it. And the machine doing the collecting just got an upgrade. The dollar value. Here is how the machine works. Your attention has a dollar value attached to it, a real one. Economists calculate it as your hourly productivity, what 1 hour of your working time is worth to the economy. Globally, that average sits at about $18 an hour. In the United States, it's closer to 100. Now think about what happens every time something online interrupts you. Research shows the average worker gets interrupted roughly every 11 minutes by a digital distraction. A notification, a headline, a thumbnail that catches the corner of your eye. And here's the number that should bother you. After each interruption, it takes 23 minutes to fully return to the original task. Not 3 minutes, not 5, 23. So every time a piece of content grabs your attention and delivers nothing, you don't just lose the 30 seconds you spent on it, you lose the half hour it takes your brain to recover. Multiply that across 3.7 billion working people on this planet. The total value of time lost to digital distraction alone is roughly $40 trillion annually. But that's everyone staring at their phone. We're here to talk about the specific slice of that number, the content that was designed to waste your time, the content that wasn't accidentally bad, the content that was engineered to be exactly bad enough to cost you everything, while making someone else very, very rich. Zero humans. Think about counterfeit money. When a counterfeiter floods a city with fake bills, the real damage isn't the bills themselves. It's what happens to every real dollar already in circulation. Suddenly, nobody trusts the currency. Prices rise, confidence collapses. The counterfeiter walks away rich, and everyone else pays for it without knowing why. That is exactly what happened to the internet. In late 2025, a research team at Kapwing did something simple. They created brand new YouTube accounts, completely fresh, no watch history, and recorded every video the algorithm recommended. What they found should have made global headlines. 278 channels, generating content almost entirely through artificial intelligence. No human writers, no research, no value exchanged. Just AI producing thumbnails, scripts, and voiceovers at a speed no human creator can match. These 278 channels had accumulated 63 billion views, and they were earning an estimated $117 million every single year. But here is the number that tells the real story. When a brand new user opens YouTube today, before the algorithm even knows who they are, over 20% of their first 500 recommended videos is AI-generated content. 1 in 5. Before you've watched a single thing, the feed has already defaulted to the cheapest content it could find. Because cheap content is optimized perfectly for one thing. Not for your time, not for your attention, for the algorithm's first test. Post 50 videos a day. Trigger just enough curiosity to survive the initial push. Let the system do the rest. And the system does. Every view those 278 channels collected came at a direct cost to a real creator somewhere. A human who spent days researching, scripting, editing, buried under content that took a machine 4 seconds to produce. The counterfeit bills were in circulation, and nobody at the bank was checking. If this is making you think, hit the like button right now. It tells the algorithm this kind of content is worth pushing. And honestly, it's the only weapon real creators have left. YouTube knew. In early 2026, YouTube acted. 16 of the biggest AI slop channels were removed. 47 billion views. wiped. An estimated $10 million in yearly revenue, gone. The headlines called it a crackdown. Here is what the headlines didn't say. Before those 16 channels were removed, YouTube had already collected its cut. Every single dollar those channels earned, YouTube took 45% of it. Every view, every ad, every second of your stolen time had already been converted into platform revenue before the ban ever happened. Now here's the question nobody in that coverage asked. If YouTube can identify and remove 278 Slop channels after the fact, why couldn't it identify them before? The technology to detect AI-generated mass content exists. YouTube built the recommendation algorithm that amplified it, because in the attention economy, a view is a view. It doesn't matter if the content was made by a human who spent 3 days on it, or a machine that spent 3 seconds. The platform collects the same 45% either way. And now you know who has been collecting your $2 trillion. 90% AI, what's next? So where does this go? Current projections say that by the end of 2026, as much as 90% of all content on the open web will be AI generated. Not all of it worthless, but enough of it empty that the signal-to-noise ratio is collapsing in real time. And the internet is responding the only way markets know how. It's splitting in two. On one side, premium, verified, human-made content behind paywalls and subscriptions. On the other, a free, infinite feed that economists are now calling a slop dump, designed by machines. The $2 trillion we opened with? That number grows every single year the second half keeps expanding. But here is the part that actually matters. Human attention, real, earned, genuine attention, is becoming the scarcest resource in the digital economy. Not oil, not data. Attention that was never stolen. You clicked on this video. You stayed. That feeling at the end of actually learning something, that is what $2 trillion of stolen time was supposed to feel like. Now you know who took it. And now you know what it was worth. Now here's the question I actually want answered. Are you a real creator watching your work get buried? Or a viewer who just realized how many hours the algorithm has quietly stolen from you? Drop creator or viewer in the comments. I'm reading every single one. And if you stayed this whole video, you're exactly who Simple Storytellers was built for. We take the stories that move billions of dollars and we make them crystal clear. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. The algorithm already knows what you clicked. Now make it work for you. Simple Storytellers, making complex business crystal clear.